Hey guys! I know, I've been gone for a while, but that's a good thing because I've been experimenting, cutting layers into my hair as well as regrowing it. And so today I'm here to share with you guys tips and techniques that has really made a transformation in the thickness and length of my hair. So without further ado, let's just get into it. This video is in 4 sections, but do not worry, all the 4 sections are in this one video. We'll first go through the takedown process where I'll show you how to retain the maximum length that you have grown. If you're not retaining length during this section, then you're not going to be seeing a lot of growth in your hair. We'll then proceed to shampooing, how to prevent tangling and unnecessary shedding during this stage, and how to also really cleanse the hair and scalp, because a healthy hair begins with a healthy scalp. That's really true. It's not just a fancy saying. And thirdly, we'll move on to effective deep conditioning, hydrating and moisturizing the hair to reduce breakage and shedding. I'll teach you the difference between hydrating and moisturizing. And lastly, we'll move on to how to take good care of your hair during protective styling to ensure the most growth. As you can probably already tell, this video is going to be heavily technique based and educational in terms of products. So I recommend getting something that you can note down some points as we go through it. Alright, let's begin. My environment really dictates how I do my hair. So I like to begin by creating a warm, cozy atmosphere, and this sets the tone for a very relaxing, soft, and intentional routine where I'm not in a rush and ripping out my hair. I'm starting on a 3-month-old hairstyle, and although I had been washing weekly, it is now time to take it all out and do a deep cleanse. When you've had your hair in for as long as I have, you really want to go in first with your choice of a conditioner. Here I'm using the scalp Moringa and Fenugreek Deep Conditioning Smoothie, and I like to apply this to the roots of my hair, so the new growth, but also the point where the new growth meets the old growth. And this really helps to soften up the lengths in my hair, the dirt in my hair, any products buildup that would have otherwise created resistance when I'm taking the hair out, or created knots that would have, broken my hair in the middle. So this way, I'm able to get all the new growth out without any resistance, and I'm also retaining the new length that I have grown. And so as you can see here, the conditioner really softened my hair to the point where it's literally just gliding out the cornrows. It's so soft, it's pain-free, there's no tugging, there's no resistance. And even though my hair has naturally shed, because shedding is normal, I do want to emphasize that at any point in time, about 15% of our hair is in the shedding phase, and that's why you have about 50 to 100 strands of shedding per day. So mind you, my hair has been in, protective styling for 3 months. So there's supposed to be a decent amount of shedding, but you don't want that shedding to create tangles. When it creates tangles and knots, this is where you begin to rip your hair out, because you get so frustrated to get that shed hair out that you rip out the hair that has not shed, or it tangles with something else and it creates all that breakage. So just doing this step first really helps to eliminate all that. So as to how to get the shed hair out, I wanted to show you guys what not to do. After you're done separating the hair, do not pull from your ends. For years I have been doing this, and I just for the life of me could not figure out why my ends, my hair was growing, but my ends were always deteriorating. They were always so thin, and I always had to cut them more than I needed to. And so I was stuck at the same length for a while. And that's one thing too, with hair, it's always that one little adjustment, one little step that you fix it, and it just makes a world of a difference. So do not do this tangled up my ends, it thinned up my ends, because it will pull other hairs from my ends along with it. And so we're gonna do a second one. We're gonna do the same routine over again, and I'm gonna show you how to adequately get the shed hair out. Again, we're going to be applying the deep conditioner to the new hair growth to the point where it meets our old hair. You could also apply to the length of your hair. Just look how much my hair has grown with this protective styling. That is just so amazing. But yeah, this really helps to undo the hair without any resistance, and it just really glides through. You've already watched this part. But this time, instead of just separating the hair and pulling the shed hair from the ends, we're going to separate the hair from the roots to the tips, and the shed hair is going to come out. Just look how it just glides out. And whatever shed hair that comes, whatever stringiness that is at the ends of the hair, we're gonna cut it off. We're not gonna pull it. Just like there's some that is going to be left in. Just don't worry about that yet. Just any stringiness at the end, just cut it. And that's essentially what I've been doing right now. I'm in the process of transitioning my hair. I know I've now relaxed my hair, but my goal for this year is for that blunt cut, like, thick hair from the roots to the ends. I want even longer hair. I want even thicker hair. And what I've been doing is that whenever my hair grows, I will go ahead and cut off the ends that are a bit stringy, a bit thinned out, and that's what I've been doing. I've been gradually transitioning it, and as you saw from the beginning, my hair has gotten thicker. It looks so much better. It looks even longer. And yeah, I just wanted to come out here and share these tips with you. I'm always so excited to share stuff that I've learned in my hair growth, new stuff that I've learned. I also learn a lot from you guys. And also make sure that you get professional shears when you're cutting your hair, because you don't want that split ends. You don't want none of those. So get professional scissors or shears to cut and do this process. For this second section, I will be taking you guys through how I double cleanse, as well as how to evenly distribute the weight of your hand or palm through your hair. A lot of people create unnecessary tangles during this shampooing process, and you're going to have to detangle when you get to the moisturizing routine. And if you don't do that detangling right, you end up creating a lot of breakage. And so just to avoid all that hassle, let's just get the shampooing process right. Let's not tangle our hair when we're shampooing. Let's just get the dirt, get our scalp clean, and not create any unnecessary tangles that would lead to breakage. So I took this idea of double cleansing from actually like skincare stuff. So if you're a skincare enthusiast, like that you first go in with an oil-based cleanser and then, a water-based cleanser. And I was just like, why not take this idea and apply it to our scalp and to our hair, because our scalp is also part of our skin, and I just feel like a lot of people forget that. And so like the amount of attention that you give to your facial, like when you do your face routine, the amount of attention that we give to like our bodies, like shaving, exfoliating, I feel like all that should also be given to our scalp. And especially for girls like myself who shampoo once a week or once a month or once every 2 months, I just feel like double cleansing is even more, like it fits even more to double cleanse. And so I have been using the scalp system. I don't want to give too much info on this because this is coming out later this year. But for reference, if you if you have like a cleansing shampoo, you would just go in with that first. And so like you're gonna see here, when I first put the shampoo, my hair does not lather a lot. If you know anything about shampoo, you know that oils break shampoo, like it breaks the lather. And so like my hair was very oily, very dirty. And so when you first apply the shampoo, you're not gonna see lots of lather, you know. But when you cleanse, you do that first cleansing, you wash out, and then you do a second cleansing, you're going to see the lather come out, and that's how you know your scalp is squeaky clean. And I tell you, my scalp has been getting all the love and attention. I've definitely been treating my scalp a lot different than when I started my hair routine. I've made so much changes, and I just see the health in my hair more. I see the thickness that I always thought I had fine to medium hair strands, but now my hair is getting more thicker, it's getting healthier, And I just really want to emphasize the point of double cleansing. If you have a cleanser, just go ahead and use it twice. And when the curlsys, system comes out later this year, I'll also show you how to do that. There are different ways you could do it, but whatever you do, just make sure you're double cleansing. Also like to wash my hair in twists just because to reduce friction. Friction happens when you're rubbing your hair against each other, and that's how tangles also happen. And so for me, the best way to wash my hair is in twist because it decreases, the surface level of creating that friction. I know that this doesn't work for everyone. I've read in the comment someone said that doing that actually tangles their hair. If you're that person, I made this for you. Go in there with your hair in twist, but then take the twist out and wash it section by section. So once you're done with one twist, like untwist it, wash it, and once you're done, put it back in twist, and just go on the way that I was going on here. And I just feel like this really just decreases the amount of friction and the amount of rubbing your hair, next to each other. In terms of your hand, you want to make sure that you're distributing your hand, the weight of your hand equally. You want to use the top parts of your fingers, and you want to, like, you could use a scalp scrub, or if you're using your hands, just make sure that you're using the top parts of your hand and you're just gliding through your hair. Gliding, don't use too much weight because your hair is not, it's just hair. It's not it's not that, that strong to fight back. Well, if you have 4C hair, it might actually fight back. I don't know. But like, you don't want to pull too much. You don't want to put like so much. Like, I think the best way to explain it is to just have you guys look, just take a look at what I'm doing here. So evenly distribute the weight of your hand through your hair so you're not ripping it out, you know um try to section it off, just so you're not creating unnecessary friction that's going to lead to tangles, washing sections, and double cleanse. If you take anything away from this section, it would be those three. For deep conditioning, I will be using that conditioner that we started this video with, which is the curlsys moringa and fenugreek deep conditioner. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that these two ingredients are my favorite. They are my holy grail of products. I live by them. There's no way that I could, ever live without them. And the point of this stage, this deep conditioner, is to really fortify the strength and the bonds of your hair. From wearing our hair every day, from manipulating it, we create wears and tears that at this point in this section is where you want to replace all that nutrient, all that health, or we enforce all those bonds. I just feel like these two ingredients really do that for me. Moringa is a powerhouse of nutrients. I see a lot of products on the market now, having that, and I'm like, I've been like, knew this. I've been caught on this. Even like back home in Ghana, we would make soup and my dad would just put it in. So like I eat this product, I apply it to my hair. At the start of the video, I made some tea with it. So instead of like getting a matcha, you could get a moringa matcha type of tea. And that is really good for your health. It's good for your hair and all that. Fenugreek. I love fenugreek so much. It helps to combat hair fall. It helps with hair growth. And I just love all that in one product. And so, like, my deep conditioning routine really hasn't changed. We're just going to apply it to our hair, just how we did it with the shampooing, and we're gonna let it sit for a while, for about 30 minutes to 1 hour, and then we're gonna rinse out. Okay, it's time to get out the shower, so I'll be using my microfiber hair towel to dry my hair. I prefer these over normal body towels or washcloths just because they're more absorbent, and without them, your hair cuticles can stay open for a while, and what you don't want that, because when they're open for a while, the water can really saturate the cuticles, and it's going to make it swell, and this weakens the hair. So the longer your hair cuticles are open, if it's saturated with water, it really swells it and weakens it. So I like this because dry my hair, let's get out of here and let's go moisturize. Literally, that's what this towel is here for. It is finally time for us to moisturize, and what even is the point of moisturizing? And I'll also be talking about the difference between moisturizing and hydrating. And so, the point of a leave-in conditioner is to essentially introduce moisture into your hair. And this really helps prevent against dryness and breakage. If your hair is dry, it's very prone to breaking, and we want to avoid that. It also coats the hair and adds a protective layer, which helps reduce frizz, but also helps you fight against harsh weathers depending on where you live. A good leave-in conditioner would also contain humectant, and humectants, what they do is that they prevent moisture from leaving the hair, or sometimes it would attract moisture from your environment into your hair. Now we're going to talk about the difference between moisturizing and hydration. Let's start with moisturizing first. And so my hair right here, it looks dry. So with my moisturizing leave-in, I'm going to introduce moisture into the hair. And although my hair kind of looks dry, you'll see that it begins to pick up the moisture from the leave-in, and it also has water as its first ingredient. So it's not saturated with water, it's not super shrunken, but it's still moisturized, and you can usually tell this by how it feels, and it's less prone to breakage. To seal in that moisture, I'm going to go ahead and use my aloe infused oil. I have a video on how to make this on my channel, so you could get it from me, or you could also learn how to make it yourself. But this really, with all the benefits of aloe vera, it also helps to seal in that moisture. And I love that it makes the hair very shiny and glossy, for whatever hairstyle that you want. It also helps to reduce friction. If your hair is like very glossed, it's not gonna tangle with each other. Even if it tangles, you could literally go through it and get it out. And so I like this because it helps to reduce tangles as well. So, in a sense of moisture, it can be water or other liquids. It could be oils, because oils can also moisturize in small quantities or as a vapor. I think the way that I could articulate it is like that dampness where it's not super saturated. And I think whenever people think of moisture, they think of that like, what's that? It's like wash and goes. It's like wash and goes, super defined, like feeling of water. That's not, that's more so hydration, which let's talk about that. Hydration, it's literally when a water molecule is bounded to another compound or element. And so remember how we talked about your hair having its own bonds? So me right here, I didn't have a spray bottle. So I literally have a cup of water in front of me, and I'm putting it on my hair. So I'm directly putting water molecules on my hair, and it's going to bind to my hair bonds. And so you see that my hair is very hydrated. Whenever your hair is hydrated, it has water in it. And so like that's literally the difference. When you put water on your hair, it is hydrated. Without water, there's no hydration, but you could also moisturize it. The two work hand in hand. They're very useful, but there's a bit of a difference, and I just wanted to make that clear. And so now that my hair is very hydrated, I'm going to go ahead and also add my moisturizer on top of it. And so it's going to be hydrated and it's going to be moisturized. And you're going to see my curl definitions pops because it has, reacted with my hair bonds, because this is something that we see all the time. So we don't really think of it as a reaction. So you see my coils are more defined. It looks juicy, that juiciness that we all want with the wash and goes. I don't really do lots of wash and goes. I'm not a huge fan of them, but so my hair now, it's hydrated, it's moisturized, and I'm going to go ahead and add an oil just so it's more glossy and it's, I seal in that moisture. And yeah, that is it, guys. Let's talk about the fourth section. I know this video is already too long. I didn't want it to be too long, so the fourth section is just going to be very fast. So once I have in my protective styling, last time I did crochet, this time I'm doing cornrows. I'll have a nourishing serum that I apply to my hair and scalp just because with these cornrows, it's going to be very hard to moisturize my hair or deep condition and all that. But my scalp is exposed, so I'll make sure that I shampoo to keep my scalp clean. But then I will use this nourishing serum, which also can moisturize. We've talked about moisture, so it can moisturize my hair, and it has all these ingredient hibiscus, glycerin, and all that to keep my hair healthy and also growing, just so that when I do take out my hair, my new growth is not dry, my old growth is not dry and about to fall off. And yeah, this is everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something from this video. Please consider subscribing or giving this video a thumbs up. If anyone that you know that may find this video useful, do share it with them. And I hope I see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye for now.